Today, the international scene turns its attention to a tension that directly impacts markets, diplomacy, and the lives of millions of people. The relationship between Brazil and the United States has entered a new and delicate phase. A dispute that began with economic measures, but is now spilling over into the political and strategic realm. And at the heart of this story are decisions that could redefine alliances, change the fate of entire sectors of the economy, and alter Brazil's position on the global stage. In the next few minutes, you will understand not only what is happening, but also where this crisis may lead us. Since July, the United States has imposed a 40% tariff on most Brazilian products, adding to the existing 10%. As a result, the total cost of exporting to the North American market has reached 50%. Officially, the measure was justified as a response to actions considered harmful to U.S. national security and foreign policy. This new tariff came into effect on August 6, but there were exceptions. Some products, such as civil aircraft, certain metals, fertilizers, and even traditional orange juice, were exempt from the increase. Furthermore, goods shipped before that date and arriving at U.S. ports by October 5 are exempt from the new tariff. Immediate impacts and Brazil's reaction. The Brazilian response was swift. The president announced the SovereignBrazil plan, an emergency package of 30 billion reais in credit lines for directly affected exporters. Furthermore, 5 billion reais in tax credits were released, primarily for small and medium-sized businesses. The package provides for tax deferrals, insurance for cancelled exports, and incentives for government agencies to prioritize the purchase of products affected by the tariffs. These measures are already in effect by executive order, but to remain in effect, they will need to be approved by Congress in the coming months. Political discourse and diplomatic strategy. In the diplomatic arena, the tone has also risen. The president stated that if an episode similar to that of January 6, which marked the invasion of the capital, had occurred in Brazil, the leaders involved would be facing justice. The statement resonated internationally and was interpreted as a direct message to U.S. authorities. At the same time, Brazil intensified talks with strategic partners. On August 8, there was direct contact with the Prime Minister of India, seeking to expand cooperation between the two countries regarding U.S. trade measures. The expectation is to strengthen bilateral agreements and explore new markets, especially in Asia. Perspectives and next steps. Experts are already classifying the impasse as a kind of modern trade war. In the short term, the pressure is greater on Brazilian exporters who depend on the U.S. market, but there are also indirect effects for importers and consumers. In the political sphere, allies of the former Brazilian president are working abroad to expand sanctions against members of the national judiciary, seeking support in foreign parliaments. Meanwhile, the government maintains its strategy of not imposing immediate tariff retaliation, relying on diplomacy and strengthening alliances with other economic blocs. The reward for those who stayed until the end. What's at stake here is not just a tariff schedule, but Brazil's position on the world stage. This crisis could become a watershed moment, accelerating the diversification of trading partners and reinforcing the idea that no modern economy can depend on a single market. While tension brings challenges, it can also open doors to new opportunities, new agreements, and even the internal strengthening of sectors that need incentives to grow. And as the dispute continues, every step taken will be closely monitored, as its effects could shape the country's economic and political future. If you followed along this far, you're one step ahead in understanding this ever-changing landscape. Be sure to watch the channel's upcoming videos, where we'll delve deeper into the direct impacts on agribusiness, industry, and foreign trade.